Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we have been designing this web page using Tailwind CSS. And in the previous video, we created this design. Now in this video, we will make it responsive. So let's get started. This is our project and here is our index.html file. Now these are all the classes that we had added as the Tailwind CSS code. Now for adding responsiveness to your design using Tailwind CSS, you can use certain keywords. So there are keywords like SM, which is for media min width of 640 pixels. Then you have MD, which is for min width of 768 pixels and so on. So right now if I just add a background of, let's try red 500. Now if you go back, here we can see we have this red background color. Now if you go back to our code and if I just type, let's say MD:BG red 500. Now if you go back and now if you decrease the width of the browser, and now we can see that the red color is not being applied over here. That's because this browser width is lesser than this breakpoint right here. Now if I just add SM over here, it will have a smaller breakpoint. So if I decrease the width even more, now we can see that the red color is gone. So in this way we can add different breakpoints. So we will add a breakpoint of MD, and the first thing we will do is we will set the width of this entire container to 80% of the browser window. So let's go back. Let's just remove this code from here, and here for width 700, let's add a breakpoint. So let's type MD:width of 700 pixels. And now let's add a width of 80%. So let's type 80% in square brackets. And now we can see we have a width of 80% for the container. And if I increase the width of the browser window, now we have a fixed width of 700 pixels. So we had added this MD breakpoint over here. So when we are greater than this screen size, which is set over here, which is 768 pixels. So when we are greater than 768 pixels, the width is set to 700 pixels. Right now let's go back and let's make some more changes. Now the next thing we will do is we will remove this padding left when we are on a smaller screen size. So here we can see if we increase the width of this browser window, we had added this padding to the left side because of this image right here. Now when we are on a smaller screen size, we will position this image at the top. So we'll just remove this padding left from here. So here for PL60, let's type MD:. And now if we save this and if I go back, we can see we don't have a padding at the left side when we are on a smaller screen size. But if we increase the width of the browser window, we have this padding on the left. Now we need to add some more classes for the MD breakpoint, but we will do that after styling this image. So let's go to the image. So this is the division with the image. Now what we will do is we will have this left set to -8 because the image is outside this container. So we will do that only when we are on a larger screen size. So here I just type MD:. And for the smaller screen size, let's set the left to 0. And here we can see we have set the height of this division to full, which is the full height of this container division. But when we are on a smaller screen, we will have this image on the top. So we'll just remove this full height from here. So I'll just type MD:. Now this will be applied only for screen sizes larger than 768 pixels. So now let's go back. And here we can see that the image division doesn't have the full height. Now the next thing we will do is we'll bring this image to the top a little bit. So let's go back and let's type top of -8. So for that you have to type -top -8. And here we have already set the top to 0. So we have to do that for the larger screen size. So I'll just type MD:. And now we can see that the image has shifted to the top. Now the next thing we will do is we will set the width of this container division to full. So here let's type W-full. And here we already have a width set to 250 pixels. That's for larger screen sizes. So let's type MD:. And we also need to set the width of the image tag. So let's go back And here for the image tag, let's set the width to 90% of the container division. So let's type 90% inside square brackets. And now we can see it has a lot of height. So let's reduce the height a little bit. Let's set the height to, let's try 52. And now we can see that the image is stretched a little bit. So we have to type object and set it to cover. And now we can see that it has the correct aspect ratio. Now we need to bring this image to the center. So here for the container division, let's also type justify center. And now we can see that the image is in the center. Right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to add a padding top for all the text content. So here for this container division, let's add a padding top. So let's type PT and let's set it to 52. And now if we increase the width of the browser window, here we still have this padding top. So we need to remove this padding top from here. So for that you have to type MD colon and let's set the padding top of the larger screen to 10. And now we can see it looks alright. Let's decrease the width of the browser window. And now let's decrease the font size of this heading. So here for the H1, let's add this text for Excel inside MD. And for the smaller screen sizes, let's set the text to 3XL. And now it looks alright. Now let's also add a margin top for this whole container division. So here for the container division, let's type empty for margin top and let's set it to 14. And if we increase the width of the browser window, we have this margin top over here. So here we need to decrease the margin top. So for MD, let's type margin top of 8. So here we can see for larger screens, we have this margin top, and for smaller screens, we have this margin top. Right, now the last thing we will do is we will bring these buttons one below the other. So here for the buttons, we have this container division, and here we have set a flex box. And now let's set the flex direction to column. So for that you have to type flex col, and now we can see that the buttons are one below the other. And for the larger screen sizes, we need to set the buttons one next to the other. So here we need to type MD colon flex row. And now we can see it looks alright on larger screen sizes, and for the smaller screen sizes it looks alright. So that's basically how you can make a Tailwind design responsive. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.